APTA Private Practice
I got
Section
in Tuesday,
conference.
and
We're in the
then
expo
we
hall.
spent Tuesday in
I'm here with
Georgetown,
Melanie,
and,
Hello, and that's Kara.
Yes, I'm-
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh,
Just
okay.
taking Rick Linda off camera. So we're doing these quick sort of impromptu interviews. We're gonna keep like just a fun, easy to follow format. Nothing complicated. I promise. First question, nice and easy. What's the square root of 100? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so introduce yourselves. Like, what's your background?
Okay.
And then we'll get into Hello No and what it allows people to do.
Okay, so my name is Melanie Gagnon. I'm a physical therapist for 30 years at this point. Had my own practice for 13 years. I now work for Hello Note and do some private consulting as well.
Yeah, and you're from Harrisburg.
I had my clinic in Harrisburg. I'm in Arizona now.
Smarter move.
Yes.
A lot less snow out.
Yes, exactly.
And Kara, what's your superhero backstory?
Well, I'm an occupational therapist, and I met Steve, the CEO of Hello Note, in 2018 when I started my own mobile practice. And then in 2019, Steve and I started helping other therapists start their own businesses. So that's where Next Level Occupational Therapy and our Therapy Business Builder program came into place. So I still use Hello Note. All of the people in our program use Hello Note. So that's why I'm here today.
Perfect. All right, so now we got into nitty-gritty. So we'll keep it to just 3 questions. We call this the grunt test, right? So what do you do? What does Hello Note do? How does it make someone's life better? And then what do you do to get it? So we'll start from the top. What does Hello Note do?
Okay, so we're an EMR as well as integrated billing as well. So streamline your documentation. There's a lot of templates you can set up to make it very user-friendly, to make your documentation easy, fully compliant, Medicare and insurance-based as well.
Rick's off camera, but compliant. Great, check, good. We want to have it, right? So how long's it been around? Like the history?
So
I know the actual date. Well, I started with Hello Note in 2018, and it was fairly new then, but I don't know the actual date.
yeah, I don't know the actual date. So it's at least 10 years. I've been with them for at least the last 6 years, I think.
So what makes Hello Note a little bit different? You've worked at a clinic, you've worked at a second
Yes.
clinic, you've sort of tasted a little bit of these things. So
Yeah.
walk me through what makes it different.
Yeah, so very user-friendly, very easy to, especially if you set up your templates, you can really streamline your documentation, really show the functional limitations. It's much more user-friendly for that, and making it sure that, same thing with compliance, that everything is in there that you need to be there.
Just in case you're keeping track at home, we've said user-friendly 4 times and compliant 3 times. Which I guess is what you're looking for, right?
That's
Like,
what people want.
I see this in Facebook groups all the time. This is where you want to go when you find the real nitty-gritty. I love researchers. You guys are great. You're doing God's work. But when they want to send out a survey, I go, let's get the survey. Go to Facebook group. Watch what people are complaining about. Fix that. Fix the one that pops up. But that's what you find out. When someone's starting a new job, they go right into, hey, I'm starting with so-and-so rehab. What EMR do they use? Do you like it? And user-friendly has to be. This is your hammer. This is your drill. If you're a carpenter, you're going to be, unfortunately, outside of patients, you're going to be interfacing with this thing.
Right, and that's when I do the demos. That's one of the first things I ask. What are you looking for? I want it to be user friendly. That's one of the first things they say. So
Smooth, not sandwich. And how do you get to leverage your clinical background, your insight, your experience, right, into bringing it to tech, right? Because that's where tech meets humans.
Right, exactly. So what's nice about it is I am a therapist. I do the demos, I do the onboarding, so I can tell exactly when they tell me what kind of practice, what they're looking for. I can point out what our features are that will help make their documentation what they want. So versus like an IT person doing a demo, they don't quite always know that. I can really hone in on what kind of a practice and be able to highlight what we offer. That's going to make their life easier and make their documentation better.
Are you hearing me? Are you seeing me? Are you understanding me? Can we change that thing that bothers me? And 15 years ago, 20 years ago, tech people, and good on them, I couldn't do it. They put something in front of us, and we sort of had to deal. I heard it was a great story from PT school, which was my neuro professor, Julie Reese, who's across the river at Marymount University right now. Make sure you adapt the technology to the human, not asking the human. I think it was a PEDS class. Don't ask that kid to adapt to that bike. You gotta change that bike to adapt to the kid. Kid wants to kid, right? So understanding that's gotta be a pretty big thing. Does Hello Note allow that? Because what you might like for a template might be the worst thing in the world for me, and for no reason other than I just like it.
Oh yeah, you can 100% customize, but I want to go back to what you said before. So Steve developed this EMR because he was frustrated where he worked, and he's actually an occupational therapist. So when I first started my practice way back in 2018, I met with all of the different EMRs, and he was the one that was willing to sit down with me and really help me not only just with getting an EMR up and going, but with some of the basics with the practice. And I think the customer service side of things is really important as well.
What's the thing with an EMR? It's going to touch not only the clinician, it's going to touch a lot of different parts of your business. And if it's sort of blind to that, it's another thing in silo. We love that word silo.
Yep.
Right? We love talking about that. What are the things that you hear it allows businesses to achieve? What are the long-term stories that you hear from people
Right, just the fact that it's so streamlined, it keeps their kind of business end much more able to be managed for the owners. The therapists like it because it's a very user-friendly system. So the owners like that their therapists are happy and are not complaining about the EMR. They're not complaining the EMR is always down or they can't use it. So the fact that as a business owner, I want my staff to be happy, I want to keep my staff working, then I want them to be happy with the EMR. And if they like it, it makes their job easier. They're going to be more likely to stay and continue with it.
Yeah, which is something Tony actually pointed out a couple months ago, and I just never thought about it that way. And I like those light bulb moments, which is if your EMR is great at a practice, you can use that as a recruiter. I never thought about it like that. But if someone's like, oh my gosh, everything aligns, I really like the people, I like the environment, it's a great location, I want to come work there, and someone says we use XYZ EMR, and you're like, oh god,
I know.
that will make me annoyed once an hour, every hour while I work there. That could be a tipping point.
Right, no, definitely. I think you need to take all that because retention of your staff is huge and you want them to be happy with all aspects of their job, including the documentation part, which no one likes. So
Right.
they can keep that.
Until we erase it, until we've got the robots following us around doing it for us or whatever is going to come next. This is something. Can you completely remove documentation? Not yet. Can you make it not the top 3 problem? Can you make your EMR and how it functions not a top 3 bother? That's probably what we're aiming at right now.
Correct.
What are some things that we probably haven't even thought about that are being integrated into EMRs? And as we look at the banner behind us, there's a checkerboard full of different things, places, and things that it does. What are some things that maybe if I'm a practice owner starting tomorrow, I'm going to look for the cheapest, right? Because that's where I want to go. Except I might be overlooking some things that are in it. What are things, if I'm going to start a practice owner, I should be asking? What questions should I be asking about that?
Right. Is it set up for Medicare compliance? I would
That's my
definitely
big
say.
thing, because we see some practice owners come to us and they're not meeting even some of the basic guidelines for Medicare compliance.
Get what you pay for.
And this is cost effective and does a great job with Medicare compliance and prompting everyone to make sure they have everything they need in their notes, making sure they have their site plans of care back. And then above that, also helping them look at their KPIs. A lot of practice owners don't even know what KPIs are, and we're able to easily run those reports with that as well. So cost effective plus have that compliance.
Compliance counter up to 9 now, which is good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what else? If someone's coming out of school saying, you know what, yeah, I'm going to be a business owner, they're walking around, I don't know, somebody's told me to come to PPS, so I'm just walking around. What is something you might say, hey, I'm not saying use our product, but make sure it's got this, or 6 months from now, you'll be really upset.
Right. So making sure, like she said, as far as to be able to track things for your practice, you want to make sure that you're tracking, your plan of care is tracking your business numbers, making sure, people are arriving, what's your, cancellation rate, why, things like that. And, one thing we do too is that we're all therapists. We've all had our own, that work for us, not every single staff member, but the main ones. We've all had our own practices. We know what it takes and what's involved. So we do a lot of advice, some extra hand-holding that some of the EMRs don't do. We're happy to assist them as well.
Sounds like you're a very user-friendly organization.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about the difference between PTOTs using it?
Yeah, so you guys are a pretty good dynamic, right? OT, PT.
Yep.
So those things, I call them the cousins, right? You're only missing one cousin, which is the speech therapist. Similarities and differences. What are the things that
So
typical
there's
people do?
right. So it's going to be different. The documentation is different for PTOT and speech. It's discipline specific. So there's different categories for the different disciplines. So then and everything is kept very clear in the EMR, which is your PT documentation, what's your OT, what's your speech. So then and obviously it tracks the month numbers for Medicare, separately, all of those things as well. So
How's it different from an OT perspective?
I mean, I don't know. It's great. I have PTs, OTs on my staff, and they're both very happy with it. We have PT, OT, and speech therapists that use it on a regular basis and don't really complain. I mean, you can tailor it and make templates to your own, however you feel best for your practice as well. So it's great for both.
But it also sounds like an evolution, right? Because the first EMRs that any therapists were using were taken from hospitals, and then you just dealt with it.
Yep.
This is what we're giving you. And
Yep.
you just figure out how to use this tool. It's not really built for you. It sounds like this came out of that frustration, and then this is the next evolution. We're going to build it for you.
As an OT, I love that it was developed by an OT because, let's face it, many EMRs are created for PTs. So that was an extra benefit that I appreciated in having Steve's background on that. So.
All right, so we're asking everybody this question. What's something coming in the future? Either you're going to call it. This is your call, right? We're live on YouTube, so this is going to be trackable. We never hold weather people or the guys on college game day accountable for their picks on anything. What is something either you're going to call your shot in the future, or something you wish you're hoping you're holding your breath for in terms of the evolution of tools like this?
as far as our specific or just what we're looking
platforms,
for?
platforms in general. Like, let me give you an example. I would have said that when I learned about AI a year ago, I would have said, oh, I can't wait to see how this is happening. Now it's happening. I don't think we're done. That's going to be another rabbit hole to go down. But what are some things that you're excited about in the future of television, like in 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now?
Right. So I know some things we have already planned for the future of making it like the templates fully customizable. You can pick your own fields. You can really make your own eval exactly what you're looking for. Right now we have templates, but they're still built off of ours. But you're going to be able to fully customize your evaluations. Definitely more integrations with some of the AI companies that are going to be working very well. That makes it very easy to do the documentation more efficiently through the AI system. So I know some of that's still in the works, but that would definitely make things much easier for the users as well.
Karen, what do you think is the future like? What do you
Yeah.
hope it looks like?
Well, as a practice owner, I'm still trying to get my therapist in on the whole AI, using that more. So further integrating it, make it as easy as possible. I'm a mobile practice, so when they go into the home, I personally like just turning on my AI and have it record and then integrate it into my EMR. However, some of my therapists aren't quite there yet, so the easier we can make it, and when you're in the home versus a clinic, it's a little hard with connection-wise, so that's what's kind of impacting it. So hopefully that will be more streamlined. That's kind of the basics.
Sounds like increase compliance, user-friendly.
Yep, we're simplifying as much as possible.
Anything you want to throw in or anything you want to ask, ladies? Tony?
Party shot.
Party shots. All right, last thing we do a party shot. We want to leave with the audience. It could be an idea that you've already said, or your mic drop moment or soapbox statement. What would you say?
I just always recommend checking out all the EMRs, see what's going to work best for you, but definitely check out and see what we offer, and we can show you, and if it works great for you, then definitely. But there's no perfect EMR. I'm not going to pretend that there is. There are always going to be certain things that work better for different offices. So you want to do your due diligence, because you don't want to sign up, put a lot of effort in, and then have to make a change.
So take test drives. Is Melanie's party shot as well.
One thing I see is that new practice owners sometimes think that their EMR is going to teach them how to build a practice. And your EMR is one tool. So, and obviously I'm biased because we help therapists start and build their business, but use people like Rick and Tony, our services, to help you start and grow your business. An EMR is not going to be that answer to making sure you have everything you need in your business.
It's a tool, no
It's
doubt
a
about it.
tool.
It's an important tool you're going to touch
Because
a lot.
we hear that all the time, and I'm like, your EMR is a tool. It shouldn't be teaching you how to bill and do everything. So.
Yeah. So take that test drive and understand what the tool will allow you to do,
Yep.
and where you still need to put that work.
And actually invest in your business and get the coaching you need and utilize the resources that are out there. So you're not out there on Facebook asking all these questions that you probably shouldn't be asking on Facebook.
Right. There's a lot of those out there. All right,
I
perfect.
mean, I appreciate Tony's answers to them, and it creates a lot of good discussion. But
Right. Yeah, YouTube University, it's a thing. We'll be here the next couple of days in the expo hall, and I think there's also some programs going on somewhere
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
Maybe we'll go look at that as well.
Yeah,
Live
Rick's
from
going to be
AT&T.
talking on several different topics. So.
yeah, highly recommend Rick.
Yeah.
Compliance, take a log S, and you guys are going to be doing customer service, user friendly.
Yes.
All right, user friendly count to 11. Here with Sarah Hell. Oh, finally, website. Hello, no, we're going to go find out.
So just hellonote.com.
I mean, these days you just Google it.
Yeah,
I mean, who's even going to
Google
need a
it.
website?